Over the last few weeks, Petra and I have been speaking quite a lot about showing up, reclaiming your power, taking ownership. And you know, the future that you want is the future that you have to create. But today we're taking the conversation slightly different, somewhat unknown waters for me. But I'm always, as you know, my heart and my ears are always open to learn.
I'm so grateful to you.
And because what happens when life changes significantly, and suddenly the person you've always known doesn't quite fit anymore. And sometimes we don't really know what to do in situations like this. This really hits home from an autism perspective. So today we're using a career change as our starting point. And this is a much bigger conversation about identity transition, giving ourselves permission to evolve. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you, Paul.
I should have done that first. But everybody's like, what's this Andre talking on the radio?
Thank you for having me.
So let's kick it off. You've been talking all month about women and showing up and reclaiming their power. Today you want to go somewhere very specific. Identity. What's promoting this conversation about now?
Sure. So I've been having so many conversations with a combination of friends, of clients, acquaintances, colleagues, etc. And different conversations, but I noticed the thread that runs through all of them, or the foundation.
Yes.
So for example, one of my friends, she's now experiencing empty nesting. Both of her kids are in varsity, and she was really struggling with that.
I was just about to ask you what that was. You see, that's
okay,
but I got it from context.
To all the gents. And now she's also decided to leave a career that she's built up for 20 years. She was an exec, and she's just decided it's not for her anymore.
Okay.
A client conversation a week ago where she's been on maternity leave. She's going back to the workspace, but stepping into a leadership role.
Okay.
And then, of course, you know, friends, clients that have gone through a separation, so a breakup in a long-term relationship, and so forth, so many things. And really the foundation, the underlying question that they're all asking, and they might not have the wording necessarily, but is, what do I do? What does my future look like? Who am I now? And that's the part of identity, is going through all these changes. What leaves people feeling insecure a lot of the time is, well, what do I do now? And there's that space in between where makes us feel shaky, makes us feel insecure, not confident, because we're dictating or we're trying to create our future or even our present based on who we were. But now things have changed so much that if we start separating the past, well, who are we actually in those contexts of those conversations?
Okay. When you say identity, because it can feel quite abstract. It can feel like it's simply how is it one of those things of how I see myself? What do you actually mean?
So identity is the story that we're currently telling ourselves about who we are, how we show up, what we believe, how we want to be treated, what we want from our lives. And then we oftentimes, more often than not, solidify that definition or that story for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then, of course, over the years, we look for things that happen that validate that belief in who we are.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a plus and a negative, like everything. So the plus to that, the gift in that, is that, for example, you know, peer pressure can't shake if you say, I'm not a smoker, or I don't smoke. That's part of your identity. It's who you are. I don't smoke. Not I have cigarettes once in a while, or depending on the brand, or depending on the situation. So in that sense, knowing your identity means that there's no amount of peer pressure that can sway you. The flip side, of course, is that it can also become a limitation, where we say, well, this is who I am, and that can close us off to getting to know people that don't share our beliefs and values, can create separation from maybe possibilities of what else is possible, because I've already determined what's possible for me based on the story I tell myself about who I am.
That would require interaction, like getting to know somebody, getting to, like, do you have something in common? That would and maybe I speak more for myself here than anybody else. if you struggle with human beings,
Yes.
that also is a limitation.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and how do you broaden your horizons if humans is in fact your limitation?
I think it's acknowledging what you feel is a limitation for you. So if your brain is wired a certain way, you know, identity doesn't discriminate. So it doesn't matter how we're wired or what our upbringing is or the culture that we're born into or the beliefs we're raised to believe. But I think it's just acknowledging what it is. And it doesn't mean that just because we know our identity, we're going to be able to be invincible and do it all. So I think part of it is just accepting that, you know, I don't like being around too many people, or I feel overwhelmed when I'm around too many people, and that's okay. So the key for me with identity is to not make ourselves wrong for it, but rather use it as a mirror to look at, well, this is the story I've told myself my whole life. Am I still this person? Do I still believe in this identity? Or is it something that is limiting me? And are there elements of my identity that I'm willing to change for myself so I can create a different life?
Let's make this a little more specific. You've been working with women going through career changes, as you mentioned. What's actually happening identity-wise when someone completely changes direction professionally? Not because I imagine I'm changing jobs. Sometimes you're walking away from something that defined who you are for 10, 20, maybe 30 years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that role where we become so enmeshed in what we do with who we are that we don't separate the two. So, you know, from experience, our experience defines us and validates our capabilities, our worth, our right to be there, to contribute. So it's not just stepping away from a role, it's stepping away from a way of being and how we show up, and also the expectations that others have of us. So if we're stepping away from this, well, who are we to everyone else? How are you going to address me? What is my worth to you now? So a lot of the times, what's underneath that is the self-worth element, where, you know, if you're leaving a role to start something else or a career change, you're starting from scratch, you're starting from the beginning, which means you don't have the decades of credibility behind
100%.
you. No one knows.
It's new territory.
It's new territory. So, you know, am I worth it? What is my worth? If I don't have these accolades, the credibility, the accolades, I think I repeated that. So who am I there if I don't have all the check boxes that goes with who I used to be? So I think that's really what it takes so much bravery to step into that. But it's again the acknowledging of, okay, I'm going to start anew, and that sucks. You know, learning something from you when it's attached to your identity is a really uncomfortable space.
It is. Is this strictly a career conversation, or are there sort of other moments in life that create exactly the same identity reckoning? You know, the end of a long-term relationship, kids leaving home, as you mentioned, menopause, returning to work after being years at home. Are we asking ourselves the same question in all these situations? If that's not who I am anymore, then who am I?
So I love that. So identity comes from the Latin word iden, I think it is iden, which actually doesn't mean uniqueness, which I actually thought that it was. It's, you know, what makes me unique, my identity versus yours. What it actually means is when things change, what remains. So when we are going through these changes, and obviously easier to go through changes that we choose, or a little bit easier, depending on how extreme the change is, versus when we perceive something happening to us that removes the choice. Who are we when things change? Because there's always some elements that remain, and that's actually your true identity. So whether you are going through, you know, that list of changes that you shared, it's what remains under there. So for example, you know, the relationship. I went through a bit of an identity crisis, or I don't want to call it a crisis because that makes it wrong. But I went through a phase of in between, of looking at, well, who I believed I was in this role that was so enmeshed with my partner. And then when that partner and the future that we'd envisioned for ourselves together, when
It's
that
gone.
was no longer there, I had to look at, well, who do I want to be, and who am I still under that? So, oh man, that entanglement was so enmeshed that it took a long time to detangle, to unravel it all.
Yeah.
And it's that space that's really, really uncomfortable in who I was and now who I'm stepping into.
Before we get to, we take a little music break in just a little bit, but I just want to comment. Interesting that you say that, and it just dawned on me right as we were speaking, is that in all that entanglement, the end of the relationship, the end of the old job, or in all of that sort of spaghetti mess, is an opportunity to rebrand yourself.
Oh, it's my favorite place to play in, Paul. So it's part of recreating. So it's a combination of those programs I do, which is I Am, and then also the Recreate Your Life, which is the part of envisioning your life as you want to step into.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's where a lot of programs fall flat, for example, for Women's Month, where it just, yes, it celebrates women as they are, but so many times that limits them into, well, what else is possible?
100%.
You know, how can we recreate our lives? And that's what I mean, it's one of my favorite hashtags is recreate your life.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we can recreate it every 10 seconds. We don't need to wait for the rug to be pulled out from underneath us.
Yeah.
You know, we can choose right now to say, you know, well, my life isn't working out in this area exactly as I want. Well, how can I change my identity in a way that's authentic for me? So it's not the pretense, not being inauthentic, but looking at, well, how have I changed and evolved?
Got you.
You know, if you look at a baby, for example, you know, that's crawling. When the baby becomes a toddler and starts walking, we don't say, well, the kid's being inauthentic. No, that baby no longer identifies as a baby.
Yeah.
The identity has shifted into toddler. And
Simplicity, huh?
yes, and it's looking at ourselves like that as well.
With all this information you've given us, what do you actually do with it practically, not theoretically? I'm listening today, and I'm somewhere between an old version of myself and whatever comes next, and I don't even completely know who that person is yet. Where do I start?
That's awesome. I think part of it...
High five!
High five!
High five!
I think part of that is what keeps us trapped in living on autopilot, because we never stop to question who we are, who we were, what we're stepping into. And there's also a term which I love because it's a psychologically recognized state, which is called liminal.
Yes.
So, which really defines who you used to be and who you're becoming. So it's the becoming part that we're interested in specifically.
Yes.
And just acknowledging that we have outgrown parts of us over the years. So when we can name it, so to look at, well, what is this change that I'm experiencing? So whether it's not self-inflicted, but it's self-chosen, or it's offered you that opportunity to recreate your life, is name it. You can't change what you can't name.
Yeah, true.
So we've got to start there. Not to be delulu, but to really look at what's going on.
Yeah.
And then secondly is to separate the role, who we have been, so to separate that from who we actually are.
Yes.
So to be able to look past, well, I've always told myself on this, and people always think that I'm X, Y, Z. And then the third step is to envision the future.
Yes.
And that's that part that I mentioned earlier that I love, which is those workshops I do about envisioning who you want to become, the energy that you're wanting to pull into your life more, versus trying to figure it out from your mind, because we cannot change our lives with the same mindset that has brought us into this current reality.
We talked about this not too long ago. If you always do what you've always done,
you'll keep on getting what
you
you've
always get
got.
what you've always
Gotten.
Gotten.
Got sounds right, but gotten grammatically.
I got an F for English, and somehow I managed to change it into an A. I just added one line.
How do you improve your grades? Just with one line. That's awesome, Paulie. This is not life advice for kids that are currently...
it is not.
For grade 12s.
For somebody that wants to sort of break it all down and for somebody who wants to take away from this and use this information, what is the just one thing that they can use this week?
So I would look at also making sure that the one point I wanted to add there was that you actually embody this change as well. So you know the work I do with body, mind, being, and business.
Yes.
So it's not, again, trying to figure it out from your mind, but it's looking, well, who do I need to step into? How does that change for me?
Yes.
So, for example, if my identity, I've been telling myself in New Year's resolutions that I want to exercise, I want to eat healthier, but I'd never exercise, I don't go to the gym, I keep reaching for fast food and snacks, then it's a change of identity, not so much motivation. So that's where things fall apart sometimes, where we think, well, I'm lazy or I don't have enough willpower. It's just because your identity is so embedded in who you were that it's going to require a change of a new identity.
Yes,
so using this as an example, it's what do you need to stop, and change to start embracing that identity.
Gotcha.
So maybe it's saying, well, I am someone that values my health or my fitness levels.
Yeah.
And that means by, squatting 10 times while the coffee is brewing. So it's doing the next smallest possible change.
Yeah, that's it.
And then that starts becoming a new pattern. And when that starts becoming a new pattern, you can confidently say, well, this is who I am.
That's it.
Without having a level or a litmus test to say, Paul, because you exercise 5 times a week, you're someone that values your health more than I do because I only do it 3 times. So I think it's don't get out of don't get into comparison and judgment. Yeah. It's rather doing habits, new behaviors, adopting something, the next smallest thing that is going to help you step into the new identity that you're wanting to create, and also acknowledging that this new identity is going to make others uncomfortable.
100%.
So I think that's really, really key, is to know that is coming, not to wonder if it will, guaranteed it will.
Yes, it will.
And being okay with that, because unless someone is, what is that saying? Unless someone is paying your bills and something else,
they have no say in your life.
Exactly.
Until you pay the bills in my life, you have as much say, which is
nothing. Nada.
Before I let you go, we just sort of touched on what was going on, just one thing, 365. Something else, obviously, that's very close to you, and I know you've been collecting blankets, and I know you've done you've done a site visit, or maybe a couple of site visits. You must just correct me if I'm going off the path here. For those who cannot speak,
yes,
I watched a video. I'm actually going to put it on the 919 WhatsApp group, and I'm going to send it to you as well. And there was a beautiful, a video of how do you tell your dog that you love them, and in English. And it was simply, I love you. And they said, but how do you tell a dog I love you in poetry? And it's about a minute long.
Oh, I saw that.
And it's beautiful.
Yes. Oh, it was all the body feels.
Yeah, 100%.
Beautiful.
For those who want to help and jump in and come and visit, give names, donate blankets, like the whole thing, let us know what it is that you need, what you've got. How can we jump in?
Awesome. Thank you, Paulie. And thank you to everyone that is listening. And everyone can help in some way or other. So we are halfway to 919.
Yay.
I'm looking at the logo behind you, 919. We are halfway to 919 blankets, and therefore halfway to helping 919 pets in need, dogs and cats alike, which is unbelievable. So I'm so grateful. We're on about, I think it's 459 or something.
Okay, amazing.
So we are halfway. I mean, easiest would be for 10 people to donate 1,000 rand.
Yeah.
That would be great. Or an organization to step in and say, here we go, bam. And that also is because we're buying fleece in bulk, which works out a lot cheaper than buying actual blankets in stores. So pretty much for 67 rand, which we were doing for Mandela Day, you can donate 2 fleece blankets.
Oh, wow.
So between my incredible Just One Thing tribe and myself, we are cutting up fleece. So currently I've got about another, I think it's 80 odd meters at home. On Friday, I bought another 222 meters of fleece, which volunteers are now cutting up for us. So,
Amazing.
yeah, 67
Wow.
rand, South African rand, gets you 2 blankets that are donated. And you can just pop onto Just One Thing 365 or drop off a blanket at your nearest shelter and then just tag us on social so we can reshare it and include you in our tribe of do-gooders.
Okay. If we obviously it's petrolaranger.com.
Yes.
Where if I say I want to pay for 5 blankets, let's say, where do we send that money?
So Just One Thing 365 has got a bank account. So you can pop onto justonething365.com or social media, follow the links, and you'll see on the website there is the banking details, there's SnapScan, there's Zapper, so you can do EFTs or scan or whatever that looks like.
Okay. I'd like to issue a challenge to all of you listening, that it's not a competition of who buys the most or who does the most. But I'm setting, and people might go, oh, but that's nothing. But you know what? One thing is better than somebody doing nothing.
Just one blanket saves one dog. That's one life already.
Well, when I get home, I'm going to buy 5 blankets.
Amazing. Oh, thank you.
I'm going to buy 5 blankets.
Thank you.
And I'd like to issue a challenge that even if you don't buy 5, just challenge me. Even if you buy 1. Yeah. Even if it doesn't even have to be. It could be a tin of dog food. Yes. It can be a blanket. Absolutely. It doesn't matter. I'd like to challenge all of you to see if you can get to 5 like I can.
Love that.
So when I get home,
thank you.
I'm gonna buy 5 blankets.
Amazing.
And then
thank you, Paulie.
And then
that's awesome.
We've got.
And look, another easy way also is to donate a used blanket or a towel or a cushion. So it doesn't always have to be new, but between us and our friends, our family, our colleagues, someone will have, 5 of us will have something used that we can donate. So that's also a way to do it.
You see what did I just say to you? Incredible message from Michael Rhodes. Paulie and Petra, I would also like to buy 5 blankets. Please send me the website link.
Thank you, Michael. Oh, goosebumps.
So,
thank you, Paulie.
Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, my dude. What I'm going to ask you to do is just to pop your website onto the WhatsApp line. Okay. And then I will just forward it to Michael. Amazing. And they know where to go.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, if you want to get a hold of us, justonething365.com or on Facebook or Instagram. Just pop us a DM or directly to me and I can reroute you.
There you have it. Just like that. Next month is Women's Month, so some incredible stuff coming from you. I'm excited to hear what is. I know that I got a message the other day from somebody saying, "Who do we talk to about if our bodies start changing? We're getting a little older," and I feel like this is the perfect platform for that.
Yes. That's definitely part of the identity change is going through perimenopause, which, half of the population goes through perimenopause. It's guaranteed. It's not in our heads. It's physiological. So that is huge where, in the space I am as well, my body's not what it used to do. And my identity used to be a size 6. And now my body's changing. And now I'm like, what is going on? And I feel like I can't handle it. I can't control it. And then also the psychological and emotional changes. Also, well, who am I? I don't think like I used to. I don't tolerate like I used to. What does this mean for me according to society that I'm now no longer valid or worthwhile or whatever? So that's another huge, huge part of identity. And it's work that I've done, programs I've created around perimenopause and menopause.
I look forward to it. It's gonna be super, super, super exciting. I am looking forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday. Lovely to have you with me as per usual.
Thank you, Paulie. Thanks for having me, and thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. I'd like to challenge you again. I'm going to buy 5 blankets, and you know what? I'm actually going to post it on my story.
Please,
post it on my stories. Say I did 5 blankets.
Awesome.
What can you do?
And can I just mention what you're posting? Because people often don't post because they say I don't want to be seen as it's not about bragging. Why we ask everyone to post and tag us is so that we can reshare it. So think of it as subliminal advertising. with all the negativity out there, if we can start seeing more and more posts of, hey, these blankets are helping others, 9 times out of 10, eventually someone else is going to feel inspired to, hey, you know what, let me buy
Let's
one
also
as well.
do this.
So that's why please tag us so we can reshare your blankets.
Done. Friend, thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you, Pauline.
And I will see you in August.
Amazing. Yes, I'll see you in August.